What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, the #1 place for new coaches, content creators, and entrepreneurs. In the past on my channel, I've talked a lot about the topic of Instagram. Specifically, I've shared tips and strategies on how to go from 0 to 5,000 followers, and I've also shared strategies on how to go to 10,000 followers as well. Well, since then, to date, on my Instagram account, I've grown my account to over 35,000 followers to date. That's why in today's video, I really want to share even more strategies so that you can get past the 10K mark. So if you're interested in learning how you can get past the 10K mark, then keep on watching. Now, first things first, one of the main mindset shifts or strategy shifts that I had to make in order to truly understand how someone can get past the 10K mark is really understanding the Instagram algorithm. And just so you guys know, the Instagram algorithm is based on 3 parts. The first is relationship based, the second is interest based, and then the third is recency based. So you really got to understand these 3 components that make up the entire Instagram algorithm. Now let's first dissect how relationships really play into the Instagram algorithm. Basically, if a user has interacted with your content in the past, it means that they're more likely to see your content in the future. That's why having strong relationships with your community, with your followers, and even with people outside of your following is going to be super important, because that's going to determine whether or not your post will be seen on their feed. So what you want to do is you want to be able to increase the touch points that you have with your audience so that Instagram can truly see that they have a relationship with you. Now, the second component to the Instagram algorithm is interest, meaning if someone has expressed interest in a particular category, topic, or niche, and your content also has a similar category, topic, or niche, then the likelihood of your content showing up on their feed is also increased. For example, if someone has already shown interest in liking cat posts, cat videos, cat accounts, and you also have a cat account posting cat videos and posts and everything like that, then it's going to increase the chances of your content showing up as well, because that person has expressed interest to Instagram based on their past behavior that they're interested in cat content. Knowing this, what you're going to want to do is you want to make sure that your account actually has a focus. And I already talked a lot about this in my previous videos, such as this one right here and even this one right here, so it's not new on my channel. However, it's so important that you are consistent with the topics that you're doing on your Instagram account. You're using targeted hashtags, because if Instagram can't tell what category you belong in or what type of niche you have, they're not going to be able to recommend your content to other people who have expressed interest in a certain niche or category. Now, moving on to the third component of the Instagram algorithm, and this is recency. Instagram for a very long time now does not have a chronological feed, meaning Instagram is only posting and showing the latest and the greatest. It's very different from YouTube in a sense where I could stop posting videos and people will probably still find my old videos thanks to search, or maybe even YouTube pushing out older videos. This has happened many times on the YouTube platform. However, on Instagram only chooses to show the latest and the greatest. So if you are not posting consistently, either on Instagram story, your posts, or IGTV, Instagram will never push your account to your audience. That's why it's really important that you're consistent on the platform and you're pumping out new content on a very frequent basis. All right, so at this point in the video, you've gotten a pretty solid understanding of how the Instagram algorithm works and the 3 components of the Instagram algorithm. Knowing this, let me share with you some specific strategies that have worked really well for me in order to get past the 10K mark and grow my account to over 35,000 followers. The first being on Instagram stories daily. Yes, you heard me right. I am not someone who posts daily on my feed, just because for those type of content, it requires a lot more work. However, for something as simple as Instagram stories, I do try to make it a priority to be on it daily. And the reason for this is I personally think that Instagram stories is such a great way to quickly connect with your audience and ensure your relevancy. But because I know that the Instagram algorithm is based on relationships and interests, I want to increase my frequency of being on Instagram stories, because when people simply react to my story, or if they comment on my story and I engage back with them through DM, it's going to show to Instagram that I am creating an interaction with them, that I am having a touch point with them, and therefore it's going to flag to Instagram that I'm an account that they have a relationship with and that they're also interested in, and therefore my content is always going to show up on the top of their feed because of the Instagram algorithm. And a great example of this strategy working is if you actually look at my feed posts on my profile, I have pretty high engagement rates, about 8 to 10%, which is really high compared to someone else that has a similar follower count as me. Not only this, all of my posts generally range from 2,000 to 3,000 likes per post, and that is pretty freaking high for someone who has 35,000 followers. Now, how does this happen? Well, my theory is obviously the caption is great, the photo is great, and I talk a lot about captions in this video right here, but because I'm posting on Instagram stories daily and I'm making it a priority to have these one-on-one touch points with my followers who engage with my Instagram stories through the DM, Instagram is probably showing my posts at the top of their feed because they can see that I have a strong relationship with my followers, and my followers have also expressed interest in my content in the past, and therefore I have a really great algorithm boost whenever I post my content. Now, on the topic of Instagram stories, there's another strategy that I actually add on top in order to increase my reach and making sure that I'm getting new followers every single day, and that is reposting or shouting out my followers on my Instagram story. Now, when I first started reposting my followers' content on my Instagram story, it wasn't because of a particular strategy. I just genuinely wanted to do it, and I genuinely wanted to shout people out, and I still do it to this day. However, as a byproduct of doing this, I realized that I was gaining more followers because of it. Let me explain. What will happen is sometimes I'll see a story that my follower posted, or maybe a piece of content that they posted that I really like, and therefore I'm going to share it on my stories. What ends up happening is they end up being really happy that I shouted them out, and therefore they screenshot or they repost the fact that I mentioned them on their story as well. And therefore that gives me way more exposure because now their followers are going to see their story, and when they see their story, they're going to click on my account and check out my content and probably follow me because they like what they see. Obviously, like I touched on in the beginning of this video, and like I've said in multiple videos of mine when I talk about Instagram, it's really important that you have solid content and that you actually have a clear focus, because it doesn't matter if this person is driving all this traffic to your profile if your content is not converting that person that's visiting your profile into an actual follower. So make sure that at least you have a content strategy packed down. If you have struggles with that, you can watch this video right here. And if you also have struggles with creating a captivating bio, you can also check out this video right here as well. But in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that the more you shout out and really show love to your community, the more your community will show love to you. And it's not anything sleazy. You're not begging for a shout out. You're not doing anything like that. You're just genuinely reposting things, and therefore it's going to increase that community engagement that you have with your followers, and it's going to definitely pay you back tenfold when you see all this traffic being driven to your page. Now, moving on to the next tip that I have, and that is posting consistently. And oh my god, you're probably so sick of everyone telling you this, but you already know from the beginning of this video that recency matters. And like I said earlier, posting consistently and posting frequently will help you become relevant on Instagram, and therefore have Instagram push your content even more. Now, in my personal journey, I actually experimented with not posting on my feed at all. So for a good 2 to 3 months, I stopped posting any content on my feed, and I only did Instagram stories. And what ended up happening is my weekly profile views cut in half, and I did see a slowdown in my follower growth. Now, obviously I was still growing, however, I wasn't growing as fast as I was before when I was posting consistently 2 to 3 times a week. Not only this, if you are not posting frequently on your Instagram account, and you're also not posting frequently on your Instagram stories, when people come visit your account, they might think that your account is actually inactive. And a lot of people want to follow accounts to get frequent and relevant content. Even for me, when I stopped posting for 2 to 3 months because of my busy schedule, I actually had a number of people message me saying, hey, I almost didn't follow you because I thought you weren't posting content on Instagram anymore. Good thing though, I was posting frequently on my Instagram stories and they still ended up following me. But imagine if I wasn't active on either content vehicles within Instagram. I probably wouldn't have converted a lot of follows. That being said, I understand that it's really hard to stay consistent on Instagram, especially if you're already someone who's super busy. That's why for me, I actually use the scheduling app called Later, and I schedule all of my content in advance. I also batch create a lot of my content. Now, I have created videos on this, so if you want to learn how to create consistent content, I highly recommend that you first check out this video right here, and after you've checked out this video, I want you to also check out this video right here, because I'm not only going to teach you how to create consistent content, but I'm also going to teach you how to use Later as a scheduling app in order for you to automate the content scheduling process. For me, when I have my content posting on autopilot and I'm also doing daily Instagram stories, it definitely helps to accelerate my growth on Instagram. Now, moving on to my next tip on how to get past the 10K mark, and this one is probably the most important tip, and that is getting external traffic. Now, once you've mastered tips 1 to 4, I highly recommend that you actually get off of Instagram and create rich content on another platform that is more search friendly. In my personal opinion, I feel like there's only so much you can do in terms of growing within Instagram. Instagram, at the end of the day, in my opinion, is a relationship platform where you can post stories, you can express yourself, you can comment, you can DM, you can FaceTime, you can audio note, you can do all of these things. However, the one thing that Instagram majorly lacks compared to platforms like podcast, YouTube, LinkedIn is the fact that it isn't really search friendly. For me, people are finding me on YouTube every single day because YouTube is basically like a search engine. And because people are finding me on YouTube, they're then finding me on Instagram. And on Instagram, that's where I'm refining that relationship with my audience, because I personally believe that Instagram is a really great relationship platform where you can truly nurture people, have one-on-one conversations with people, FaceTime people, call people, express yourself through photos and through stories and through these cool filters. However, platforms like YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, even starting your own website, Pinterest, all these things, these are the traffic generators. And if you link your Instagram account to these platforms, you're definitely going to 20x your growth. I personally believe that for many Instagram accounts that have a very high following, it probably all came from external traffic. That's why the tips that I gave you previously are awesome to nurture, to grow your engagement and to grow within Instagram and hopefully be on the Explore page or be on recommended. However, it's really the platforms that are driving traffic that are truly going to get you way past the 10K mark. Now, obviously, to get you quickly started, there are some low-hanging fruit opportunities that you can leverage. For example, changing the cover banner of your Facebook account so that it at least shouts out your Instagram, or maybe on the side profile of your Facebook account to even plug your Instagram account there. It also includes joining Facebook groups and making sure that you're engaging with other people to increase your reach. And then when they visit your profile on Facebook, they then see your cover banner or they then see your side links, and then that's going to generate more traffic to your Instagram account. It could also be updating the signature of your email so that you're including your Instagram account. And if it's appropriate, you can also update your LinkedIn contact information to your Instagram account as well. Obviously, if it's not professional, then probably don't do that on LinkedIn. But if it matches your niche and it's okay with you, then definitely plug your Instagram account anywhere that you can outside of Instagram in order to build that traffic. Now, on the topic of driving external traffic, if you truly are in this for the long run and you're super dedicated to really growing your Instagram account and 10xing that follower account, then I highly encourage you to click that notification bell, because in the next video, I'm going to talk to you all about my strategies on YouTube. I've grown my YouTube subscriber count to 100,000 subscribers in just a year alone, and I definitely want to share with you guys my top 10 tips on how I did that and walk you through my entire YouTube journey. So if you are someone who wants to use YouTube as your main traffic driver to your Instagram account or to whatever else within your business or within your social media strategy, then I highly recommend you click that notification bell. Now, if you are someone that's not interested in starting a YouTube channel and you want to stay within Instagram, I highly recommend these videos right here where I talk way more about Instagram strategies, things that I haven't mentioned here on this video yet. So I highly encourage you to check out all these videos as well, or if you want to even binge on this playlist that I have right here where it's all about Instagram. In the meantime, if you are interested in my video that I'll be posting next time all about YouTube, I also highly recommend you check out these 2 videos right here as well. I talk a lot about social media, as you can see, and I also talk about entrepreneurship, coaching, and all the likes of that. So if you're interested in any of those topics, definitely check these videos out. As always, guys, I appreciate you. I hope this video helped you a lot. I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, and a great year, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.